Hello, I'm Bruce Zimmerman, and this is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. Groundbreaking Food Garden, 73 Plans That Will Change the Way You Grow Your Garden by Nikki Jabbour. Actually, this book is more about the other gardeners that she interviewed and have included in this book. Each one contributing a different style of garden for a different purpose. And yes, they are all food gardens. You know, whether it's you want chickens, or you want to do a lot of canning, or you're more into herbs, or even if you just want healthier vegetables, this is the book that will give you that guide. Because that's really what this is. Each one of these relatively very knowledgeable and in my opinion, many of them famous gardeners, will actually explain their style of gardening. So for that, it is an excellent book as a window onto the different styles of gardens so that you can go and select what you really want to focus on. Is it an in-depth look at each one? No. But it'll give you ideas and guidelines. And if you're already a gardener, this may be the book you can use to sort of refocus your gardening. If you're a beginning gardener, it gives you ideas of what to continue to research and to try. And pick gardens that suit your needs, which is a good thing. Because not everybody wants to grow just eggplants and peppers. Maybe you're into cilantro and herbs and maybe a little stevia thrown in there for sweetness. If that's the case, go ahead and take a look in this book. The book, published by Storey, is an excellent book in the fact that it is lots and lots of color with plans and, of course, the materials. Some of the gardens actually cover how much food you will get out of each row if you plant, let's say, 100 feet of this, and this. If it's more for hillsides, if it's more for square foot gardening, which is a very intense style of gardening, it's covered in here. Even my good friend Jeff Lowenfeld has contributed to this book. And I have to admit that if this is what you're looking for, it is a book for, I would say, a little peek at each different style of gardening. And that's all. You may want to pick up Jeff Lowenfeld's two books, Teeming with Microbes and Teeming with Nutrients. But if you're more into just a standard garden where you want good vegetables year-round, my recommendation is that you pick up Nikki Jabbour's first book, The Year-Round Vegetable Gardener. She lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia, so therefore you're going to have a fairly good basis for northern gardening. And I think that it is probably more the book that suited me was The Year-Round, because it gets you getting vegetables fresh from the garden pretty well all the way through, even through winter. And I think that's kind of neat and cool. Especially in the wintertime, it is very cool out there. So if you're into canning and you want a little look at what you should be looking at and growing for canning, then you want the book Groundbreaking Food Gardens, 73 Plans That Will Change the Way You Grow Your Garden by Nikki Jabbour. And trust me, if this is the book that will at least refocus you, get you out there picking the type of garden that suits you best, not just tomatoes and lettuce and radishes and carrots, but really focusing you, then this is the book for you. For me, to be honest, I really liked her first book, The Year-Round Vegetable Garden, because it gives you selections of vegetables year-round. And I think that's always what we really need. Local, fresh vegetables year-round. And in Canada, year-round means, greenhouse growing, sometimes imported fruits and vegetables that aren't quite up to, well, I will say freshness and taste. And I think that's what we miss in the wintertime as Canadians. So pick up this book and use it as a guide to picking the garden, the edible garden that you really need and suits your needs and your family's needs. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.